So my name's Luther Colley. I'm 41 years old, been in prison 15 years, but I've been dealing with this situation 18 years, just minus my arrest in 2002. I've been at this particular institution since 2004, and it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey. I became a born-again believer in 2002, shortly after my arrest. I could remember even prior to my arrest, God was dealing with me strongly, even though I was living a lifestyle that I shouldn't be living, you know, smoking weed, running the streets, hanging out, partying, selling drugs, toting guns, you know, just things that I shouldn't be doing. But I was a young kid that came from a great family, went to high school, graduated, had aspirations and goals of being something special, but somehow I took a turn for the worse. But it was always a sense that there was more to my life than what I was allowing myself to be involved in. So getting arrested was pretty much the defining moment in my life in 2002, and it was there that I answered the call of God. I mean, in part, yeah, I was in some serious trouble, so that'll definitely push you to God, but above all, you know, I was tired. And I was a young man, 23 years old, and pretty much my life changed forever at that moment. Shortly after I received the Lord, I got out on bond for like a year, started going to church, and just had an encounter with Christ. However, I still had to pay for the consequences of the crime that I committed. So I stayed out for like about 14 months, went to trial, lost trial, and I came to prison. And ended up at this institution in 2004. And that's where my journey and my growth in my faith began. Was it all good? Absolutely not. However, the Lord's hand was on my life the entire time. And as I began to pursue Him, having a fresh 25-year sentence, I mean, that was the only hope that I had. Never been in trouble prior to that, never been to prison, had no experience with this, and just being dropped in a hostile environment. I found myself really discouraged, started feeling hopeless. Some points I was like, man, I don't even want to live anymore if this was going to be what my next 20 years of my life was going to look like. But the Lord just worked with me and helped me, and in the process of time, He began to put upon my heart that I can become change right here in this environment rather than wait for people to come and serve me. I can become a servant even in this environment. And that's when my ministry started about 8 or 9 years ago. The More Change Project, which I know the brothers shared with you, and God has been able to not only use me to help brothers change, but change me in the process. And in that book, going through that curriculum with these guys, because we're not completely done yet, but we talked about hope, we talked about love, we talked about fear, and those different things, and just knowing that Nick is like the centerpiece of that. He personifies everything he's teaching in that book. I mean, it's for real. You can't do nothing but accept it. I mean, he has every right to talk about it because of the conditions that he's in, and it has an effect, his desire to serve the Lord. And being in prison is like having no arms and no limbs to some degree, but yet still finding a reason to be in it. And I think Life Without Limbs personifies that and expresses that like ministries haven't done in a long, long time. And that's just not to toot horn, but that's just to acknowledge the greatness of God inside this ministry.
When I say free in my faith, free in my faith, free in my faith, free in my faith. Amen, amen. Woo!